everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a book review on Opal by Jennifer L. Armentrout. So, can't really give you a synopsis because this is the third book in the Lux Chronicles, so if you want to find more out about this, I will leave the link in my description to the Obsidian book review so you can watch that and get more info. Now, without further ado, let's get into the book review. So we leave off with the end of Onyx when Dawson has returned to the Black family. So now, because Bethany is Dawson's true love, Dawson needs to get Bethany back. And obviously Damon just got his brother back and Dee just got her brother back. So obviously they don't want to let him go anywhere. So Damon constantly has to stop Dawson from going back to Bum Rush Mount Weather to get Bethany. So what ends up happening is Katie and Damon have to promise that they will help Dawson get Bethany back. They don't know how, but they're going to do it. Okay, so also a result of last book is when Adam died, which was really sad. And that caused Dee, Andrew, and Ash to grow closer. And that caused that Dee to not be as close friends to Katie. Like, she doesn't tell her anything. She tells Katie that their friendship will never be mended, and I'm just really heartbroken because their friendship is what started like all this amazingness. And by the end of it, Dee finally comes around to realize that yes, she can love Katie again. It'll look a little different, but by the end we finally get to see them be happy again until, well, we're not there yet. We get to school, Dawson's at school, we're in biology class, everyone's like, oh my god, Dawson is back, what is going on? And then, out of nowhere, Blake shows up. Wow, Blake is back with a mission, okay? He says, I need your help to go get Chris, and in exchange, I'll help you get Bethany back. So Dawson's like all for this, and then everyone's like, he killed Adam? He's crazy? He's manipulative? Why do we do that? But, all in all, they end up having to listen to Blake because Blake is threatening to expose both Katie and Damon. And of course, this is when Dee's like, well, should have killed him like I told you. And everyone was just like, oh my gosh, Dee, you just want to kill everyone now. Like, everything has changed. And it's so sad to see. But anyway, from my perspective from the beginning, I was like, this is sus. Like, if he has the information, and later we find out he has the Onyx immunity, then why wouldn't he just go get Chris himself? Like, from the beginning, I knew something was up. So they should have known something was up too. Okay, so, part of this plan is that, of course, Blake doesn't even know how to get in, because clearly he doesn't. So he's like, well, we need to go see my main man at the club. So we have our little club trip, you know, Katie looking all fizzine or whatever, and Damon and Katie dance at the club, and ooh, and the bouncer's flirting with Damon, and then they get to meet Luck, and Luck, or Luke, I'm gonna call him Luck. So Luck is just lounging on his little game controller with stacks, like straight up stacks around him, and I'm like, wow, the life. But anyway, he's like 12, 13, 14, something around that age. And he's like, well, yep, I can take down all of the security and whatnot, and I can tell you when to go because there's a change of guards, but I cannot take down anything else they might have set up, i.e. the Onyx. So yeah, be careful. And you can try this Sunday. So they plan to try on Sunday. Now, in the midst of all of this, Carissa, one of Katie's best friends, has gone missing. Because at first she had the flu, but now she's missing. And from that moment, I was suspicious. So anyway, once Damon and Katie are going back to their houses, Ethan, like the elder Luxon, show up and is like, what do we have here? Damon, you know the risks. I thought you knew better than that. Like, he is very upset that Damon and Katie are the perfect couple. I mean, he's very upset that they're a couple at all. So now, it's Sunday. It is their first attempt at Mount Weather. And I say that because the first attempt fails. Because what happens is, while it was easy to take on the guards and it was easy to enter, as soon as they entered, the airborne Onyx, something that is poison to Luxon, is gets to Dawson and Katie, and they both have to be dumped in the water by the lake. And so then this is when Blake is like, I didn't know they had this. I felt nothing. Maybe I built an immunity. And so this is when we start the Onyx training. Torturing yourself for hours to gain a millisecond of immunity. Because Dawson just got back, it's hard for Dawson to readjust to society and readjust to his brother and sister, even though they want to be there for him. And so I was really happy that Katie was able to help, because she helped them figure out what to do, because she was able to arrange for them to watch ghost marathons so that Damon and Dawson could bond again. And seeing their relationship blossom and how thankful Damon was amazing. It made my heart soar. Oh, this is a terrible heart. It made my heart soar. Anyway, much like I told everyone before, Blake is crazy, okay? He has been sneaking into Katie's room and watching her sleep. This is crazy. I feel like ever since Edward Cullen did it, everyone thought it was cute and romantic, when in actuality it's the complete opposite, and that would get you a restraining order. So don't do that. The ever-long question of what happened to Carissa is solved when Carissa shows up in Katie's room and tries to kill her. Because guess what? Carissa has been mutated, and she has that little wrist jewelry piece that Luck also has. And so when she tries to kill Katie and attacks her multiple times, and Katie has to fight back, the source overwhelms Carissa, and Carissa self-implodes, self-destructs, and sizzles down to a nice little piece of ash on her floor. So obviously, that was very intense. Katie was very shocked. She couldn't even go into her own room. And mind you, she couldn't even be in her own living room, because that is where Adam had died. So she was just feeling very, man, it was sad. It was sad. I miss Carissa. Carissa was so nice. Like, she, balanced out the whole friend group. So because Katie noticed that Carissa, before she self-imploded, had the same bracelet as Luck, they go back to Luck's club. Damon has to flirt with the bouncer to get in. Katie doesn't believe him until the bouncer's like, yo, here's my number. And Katie was very shocked, but Damon knew. So they go back to see Luck. And Luck tells him, this is Opal. And with it, it's a strength to Luxon, and you can actually manipulate light. And with the way they explained it, it appears that if you're a Luxon and you can manipulate light, this Opal will allow you to be invisible. Now Dee is starting to come around to Katie after they've been avoiding each other and talking for a little bit. So Dee invites Katie to go dress shopping with her, and they go dress shopping for prom, and Ash is there, and so is Carissa's best friend, who's still really emotionally distraught that Carissa is missing. And they go dress shopping for prom, and it's amazing. Also, side note, Katie has yet to apply to college, and at this point I'm like, it's prom season, so it's April/May, which means you should have applied to colleges by now. Seniors, apply to college early and fill out your FAFSA. Cut to Will being pronounced missing, and then cut to Will showing up in the home, because we all knew Will was coming back. I knew Will was coming back, and I told them, be ready. So Will comes, and because Damon mutated him and the mutation didn't hold, it actually enhanced the cancer. So Will is on the brink of death, and at this point he plans to kill Katie, because killing Katie will kill Damon. So Katie, instead of using her powers to remove the gun from his hand, blasted him with Source, and in the process got shot. Now because she got shot and was on the brink of death, Damon became really weak, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, I've never seen this happen before. So they knew something was wrong with Katie. So then Dee tried to heal Katie, but Damon said, you can't heal Katie because we don't know how that will affect Katie. So Damon has to heal Katie. And I just love these books because you can see Damon becoming vulnerable, and you can see their relationship become amazing, and how they love each other and support each other. And it's so cute. And then they go to prom, and she's wearing a red dress, he's wearing a tuxedo, and then after they leave prom, he plans this nice little picnic out by the lake/pond, and my heart is melting. During the battle between Carissa and Katie, Carissa destroys Katie's laptop, and so Damon buys her a new one. It's like a red Apple product. I don't really know. I'm not an Apple person. But she loves it, and then she has to go look for a charger and for flip-flops, and when she finds her flip-flops, she sees the Opal underneath the bed. So for Mount Weather Part 2, they decide to give Katie the opal. Except they put it on a necklace that can easily be seen. Like, why wouldn't you put that, I don't know, as an anklet? Like, in your pants? It's just what I would have done. But now, it's Mount Weather attempt number 2. So we've got to go to Mount Weather. Everything is going okay. They built up their immunity to Onyx for so long. They think they're ready, so they go in, okay? And this time, Matthew is with him. Matthew being Matthew. And at this point, because I read the series before, I was like, something about Matthew is sus. I can't remember what it was, but I know something is sus. So, I was expecting this to be the turn, but hold tight. They enter in, they have to go through all these tunnels and elevators, get blasted with Onyx. Of course, it doesn't affect Katie because she's wearing the opal. So they get Beth, and unfortunately Blake gets Chris. But are we sure it's Chris? Because he was knocked unconscious. So, what do we really know? But what happens as they try to escape is that Blake gets Katie and takes her necklace, which she doesn't realize at the time. He holds her like this and takes a necklace in the process. And then, this is when stuff hits the fan. And the guards come out of nowhere, and they thought you were gonna get away. Psych. But it gets worse, because then the Aram show up, proving what we knew in the last book, that the Aram and the DOD were working together. And then, Katie is trapped with the Aram and the DOD, and Matthew's pulling David back. And then David finally says, before they get lost forever, that he loves Katie. And my heart is breaking. And with that, I conclude this book review. Let me know what your thoughts were, and I'll see you next time with my book review on Origin. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell notification so you won't forget when I upload. If you need something to tie yourself over, feel free to watch any of these book videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye!